Hey everyone, it's Russ Latow here from the Healing Center. Our website is www.healingcenter.ca, and that center spelled C-E-N-T-E-R. Today is January 3rd, and I thought I would just give you a little bit of an audio intro, if you will, to this audio clip that is coming up. It's actually an excerpt from our meditation gathering from this past Wednesday, and I talked about it's of course it's the beginning of the year, and everybody, or not everybody, but so many people have their New Year's resolutions, and they look back in last year and then look ahead in this year and different things like that. And one of the things I talked about at meditation was the value of looking back, but the value of looking back and learning from what we've experienced, rather than berating ourselves or looking back at it with regret or different things like this, and actually letting it go. And it doesn't mean that what happened wasn't important, or the people that were involved weren't important. It has nothing to do with that. It just simply has to do with letting go. And the biggest piece, and probably really the only piece around that, is letting go of the emotions attached with the events. Because when we let go of the emotions that are attached to the events, then we are able to see the learning that was in them. And I was watching, I believe it was What the Bleep, the other night, and one of the fellows was talking about how the universe is always providing us opportunities to learn if we can see them that way. And so I'm going to close and just kind of let you listen to a portion of it. If you wanted to listen to the entire meditation, and it's unedited, I don't process the audio or anything like that afterwards, you can go to our audio archive, and it's actually at www.blogtalkradio.com, and that's blog, S-B-L-O-G, talkradio.com/The Healing Center, and that will take you actually right to our profile page, and you can see archives of the past shows. I also do a radio show Sunday evenings at 10 p.m. You can see the archives of that, and then you can, of course, also tune in from there. So, okay, thanks for listening to me, and enjoy the selection from our meditation. Hear these things, and when I watch these things, and I listen to people who are saying, no, this is real, and this is why it's happening. And that was the other thing I know for me when I first started walking down this path was, should I be walking down this path? Because I was brought up in a Christian home. I still consider myself one, actually. And I was taught, and I don't know by who, and I don't know when, and I sure couldn't give you a whole lot to back it up, that, oh man, you don't want to be doing that stuff, right? Many times nobody had a reason why not, just you're not supposed to be doing that stuff. And I think until you experience it, it's really easy to put it into the good or the bad camp. But when you experience it, that's when you know. And so what I share with people in my teaching in this, all I share is what I've experienced. And I know that to be true because that's what I've experienced. I try not to label it. I'm not suggesting it's yours. I just share where I've been. And so my suggestion would be that maybe you would join me this evening in looking back at where you've been. And maybe in doing that, you may have an opportunity or maybe a need to let go of maybe some regret, maybe some guilt, all those wonderful words. Because this isn't about reliving the traumas. This is about releasing the traumas. And, we can do that at every moment in our lives. But, the normals. We call the other ones the normals. Now we're the new normals. They're the normals. And you guys may be doing it later on this evening too, and that's fine. They're kind of doing the New Year's resolutions, and it's a new year, and what's a new year going to bring? And there's probably a lot of people that are entering the new year that are frankly afraid. What am I going to do? Because what am I going to do with my things? Can I afford my things? Will I have a job? Will I lose my things? Look at their externals and say, what do I do with all the stuff that I've accumulated, right? Well, you know what? Maybe the best gift they could ever receive is to lose it.
Because the other thing that I've found is so many times, not that there's anything wrong with things, and actually we are designed to live in a constant state of abundance. But when we attach our identity to the things that we have, then we live in a state of slavery. It was interesting, and I'm very fortunate because I'm definitely not in this camp. I was listening to an economist, and they were talking about, I don't know whether they did a survey or whatever on, people's outlook and who's kind of what the recession is doing to people. And it was kind of interesting that this economist said, well, he says, actually the ones, they were doing who is looking in the new year towards, it's a positive or a challenge, that type of thing. And they said the ones that are most worried are the ones that used to have the most money because they had the big stock portfolios and all this type of stuff that aren't nowhere near as big anymore. Gee, so I can probably say I don't have those worries. my stock portfolio dropped in half, I'd lose like $50, so it's all good, right? And in some ways, maybe that's the greatest gift they could ever receive for the new year. Because when it comes right down to it, the only thing that matters is you and your Creator, however you label that, creation. Everything else flows from there. Patty and I were chatting earlier today, and we were talking about different business ventures and what on the internet, and I shared that in my opinion, everything comes from the inside out. And once you do that internal work, then your entire reality is a manifestation of that internal state of being, whatever it may be. Whether it's stepping into the experience of meditation or starting a new.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that little portion of our meditation gathering from this past Wednesday. If you wish, as I said in the beginning, if you wish to participate in the entire gathering that we had, you can go to www.blogtalkradio.com/The Healing Center, or if you just go to the Healing Center website and look under the tab called Media, you will see some links there to it as well. All right.